This is the story I'm going to tell you. A story I've kept buried for years. Most people wouldn't believe it. And honestly, I wouldn't blame them. It sounds insane, impossible. But it happened. It happened to me. And every time I remember it, I feel like I'm back there, standing in that cold, buzzing, too quiet store, knowing something was terribly wrong. If you're going to listen, I just need you to listen all the way to the end. Don't look away. Don't laugh it off. Just hear me out. It started a few years ago. I had just moved to a small town, a place barely on the map. I was broke, desperate, and ready to take any job I could get. That's how I ended up at a place called Miller's Mart. It was one of those old grocery stores you barely notice. Peeling paint on the sign, flickering lights, aisles that looked like they hadn't been changed in decades. It felt like stepping into the past, like nothing there had moved in years. Mr. Miller, the owner, was a quiet, strange man. He looked like he hadn't smiled in a long time. When I went in for the job, he barely interviewed me. Just asked if I'd worked nights before. I said yes. Then he asked something I didn't expect. He leaned forward across the counter, stared into my eyes, and said, "Are you easily scared?" I laughed. Nervous habit. Told him no. I figured he was just messing with the new guy. He didn't laugh back. He nodded slowly and said, "If you take the job, there are rules. Lock the doors at midnight. No one comes in after that. No matter." "What? And if you hear anything from the back freezer? Anything at all, you do not open it. Got it?" I was silent for a moment, then said sure. He handed me the keys. First night went like you'd expect. Boring. A couple people came in late. Some teenagers buying snacks. A man in dirty overalls grabbing beer. Nothing strange. I locked the doors at midnight like he told me. It felt silly. What kind of store locks the doors when it's open all night? But then, around midnight, I heard a noise from the back. A thump. Dull, but clear. I froze. Maybe something fell. Could have been a box or one of the freezer fans kicking in. I walked toward the back to check, not really thinking anything of it. The closer I got, the colder the air felt. I figured that was normal. Freezers are cold. But this felt different. Like the air itself was heavy. Then I heard it again. Thump. Thump. Like something knocking from inside the freezer. I stopped, a few feet away. I remembered what Mr. Miller said. "Don't open it. Don't go in." I stared at that heavy steel door, felt something twist in my stomach, and slowly backed away. I went back to the front, trying to calm myself down. Told myself, it was just the freezer fan. Old stores make weird noises. Then the phone rang. It was one of those landlines you barely see anymore. The ring was loud and sharp. I picked it up. There was nothing at first, just a low crackling. Then, slowly, breathing. Long, slow, heavy breathing. I said hello. No response. Then a whisper, soft and raspy. "Don't let it out." Click. The line went dead. I stared at the receiver, my hand trembling slightly. I told myself again, maybe a prank call, someone messing around, but how would anyone know what I heard? The next night, I went in more alert. It was quiet again. A woman came in with her baby. A couple of truckers stopped by for coffee and jerky. Nothing weird. Then midnight came, locked the doors. 30. The knocking started. It wasn't just thumps now. There were scratches, and this soft, low whimpering, like someone crying. I stood there behind the counter, listening to it with my heart racing. It went on for 10 minutes straight. I almost ran. I almost called the police. But I didn't. Every night, it got worse. One night, I swear I heard a voice behind the door say, "Please, it's cold. I don't want to be here anymore." Another night, it said my name, I hadn't told anyone in town my full name yet. But I heard it, whispered clearly from the freezer door. Jason, help me. By then, I had stopped sleeping during the day. I had bags under my eyes, headaches, constant fear. But something kept pulling me back. I couldn't stop thinking about it. I was obsessed. I had to know what was behind that door. Then came the night I made the mistake. I don't even know why I did it. I just remember standing in front of the freezer, staring at the handle, while something inside tapped and scraped like fingernails on metal. Then the voice said, "It's your mother. Let me out, sweetheart." My mother had died in a car crash 4 years before. But I swear to you, it was her voice. Her exact voice. The way she used to talk to me when I was a kid and had nightmares. I reached out. My hand was shaking. The handle was so cold it burned. I grabbed it. The lights went out. Screamed. Total darkness. All I could hear was my breathing, and then, behind me, a whisper so close I felt it in my ear. "You shouldn't have come." The door creaked open by itself, slowly. I felt freezing air rush past me. I backed away, but I tripped and fell. I scrambled to get up. Something moved in the dark. I didn't see it, but I felt it. I felt it watching me. I ran, crashing into shelves and displays. I made it to the front door, fumbled with my keys, hands shaking like mad. Then, light. The power snapped back on. I turned around. The freezer door was closed again. Everything looked normal. I walked to the freezer, trembling. The handle was warm. Too warm. I didn't open it again. I locked the front door, turned off the lights, and sat behind the counter until sunrise. Mr. Miller came in at 7 a.m. He looked at me. I must have looked like death. He didn't even ask what happened. He just said, "You saw it, didn't you?" I nodded. I asked him what the hell that thing was. He sighed, sat down on a milk crate, and looked so tired. "This place," he said, "wasn't always a grocery store. Long ago, back in the 1930s, it was a funeral parlor. They kept the bodies in that same freezer room." I felt sick. "One winter," he continued, "they messed up, buried someone alive. Young woman. She woke up too late, tried to claw her way out, froze to death. I asked him why he still kept the store open, why he didn't demolish it. He said, because whatever was in there, it's not just a ghost, it's hungry and locked in. If the building is gone, there's no seal, it'll be free. He told me that every few years, someone like me gets curious, opens the door, and the thing gets a little stronger. That was the last night I ever stepped foot in Miller's Mart. I left town a week later, tried to forget everything, moved states, got a new job, new place, new life. But the nightmares didn't stop, and then, 3 nights ago, it got worse. I was at home, reading. My phone buzzed. "Unknown number," I answered. There was static. Then very clearly, "Still cold, sweetheart." It was her voice again. But I know she's gone. I saw her buried. Now I think I let something out that night, something that followed me. Last night, I heard knocking from my apartment kitchen. There's no freezer in there, but I heard it. Thump, thump, and then scratching. I didn't check. I stayed in my room all night. But I don't think it matters. It found me. And I'm telling you this story now because maybe you'll believe me. Maybe you'll listen. Because it's looking for new doors now. New people. So if you're ever working a late shift and you hear something tapping from the back, don't go, don't open it. Not even if it calls your name. Not even if it sounds like someone you love. Because once it's out, it doesn't stop. It never stops. And the worst part is when it finally stands in front of you, you'll wish you had stayed scared.